All right. Hello. So today, what's going on? We are doing a live Q&A about growing and monetizing your YouTube channel if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, because I've done that myself without AdSense, without sponsors, just basically selling my own stuff through my own products and services and affiliate marketing. So I've got a slideshow today. We've got 2 people here. I cannot see the chat. Hold on. Mike's here. Mike's Adventure Sparks. Cool. Good morning, Mike. Thanks for being here. Let me get a drink. I just literally ran in my house. I was running errands this morning and I'm like, I gotta get home. I'm going live. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath. Okay, but I'm here. I got slides. I'm ready to answer your questions. Good morning. Amy, is that your first name? I'm assuming. Peter's here. Good morning, Peter. Wow. Audacity training with Mike. Hi, Mike. Welcome back. Cool. I am excited, you guys. All right. Oh my goodness. Nicola's here. Good morning. This is super fun. Morning Coffee Studios. Hi from Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin too. Awesome. What is your first name? So I know what to call you. All right, you guys. Hi everyone. Hi Peter. I love how there's friends in the audience. So much fun. All right, you guys. Morning Coffee Studio says Sarah. Okay, Sarah, Bobera, Banana, Fana, Fulfera. You guys know that song? Oh my God. All right. Mike is from Minnesota. I lived in Minnesota for a couple years, Mike. I lived in Minneapolis. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Sarah's laughing. Oh, Nicholas says, are you in Wisconsin, Brooke? Yes, I am. I live in Wisconsin. My aunt lives at Lake Superior. Oh, cool. All right, you guys. So let me walk you through my Canva slides. All right. Oh, let's see. Cool. All right. So this is what's going on today. I'm doing a Q&A because basically last week I posted this video, okay, titled Watch These 25 Minutes to Grow and Monetize Your YouTube Channel Without AdSense. Okay. And now that I'm looking at this thumbnail, I'm realizing that the time, 2504 is covering the letters. So I should go back and fix that. I'm going to move the text to the other side. Okay. Just me thinking out loud. Okay. So your questions and comments inspired me to go live as a follow-up because there were a lot of comments coming in, some questions. And so I'm like, why don't I just go live and we can have a conversation about it and I'll answer these questions. All right. So before we go into that, here's a recap of the video in case you did not watch it. Okay. All right. So in the intro, oh, hi, Shane. Welcome. Moving the text would be a good idea. Oh, are the comments, oh, you're talking about the thumbnail, right? Thumbnail, I'm assuming. Yes, I realize that. Thank you. Thank you for validating that's a good idea. All right, cool. So in this video that I posted last week, okay, I was talking about growing and monetizing the YouTube channel without AdSense. Okay, so if you don't know, AdSense means getting paid from Google Ads when you're monetized by the YouTube Partner Program, okay? I still, at the time of going live today and talking about this, I still am not monetized by the YouTube Partner Program. Okay, because to do that, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours. And I have 1,500 subscribers, so I've got that checked. but I do not have 4,000 watch hours yet. So I just got a notification that I've reached 3,000. So woohoo! But yeah, still not at 4,000. So when I get there, I will start making money from AdSense. However, I just want to let you know that so in this video, I share my personal journey of going from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. Okay. And how I made money doing without AdSense and without sponsors and brand deals and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm just curious, since this is live, can you guys see on the slide, do you guys see the arrow where it says slide 6 and then there's little arrows for me to click on? Do you guys see that, or is it just on my end? Type it in the chat. I'm curious just because, yeah, I'm just curious. Still getting used to StreamYard. All right. So in that video, I talked about my biggest mistakes, which were I spent way too much time on YouTube Shorts versus long form. Okay. Oh, Nicholas says, no, I don't see it. Mike says, I don't see it. Okay, cool. Because I'm like, shoot, I'm glad you don't see it because it covers up some of the text on the slide. So, okay, awesome. We're good to go. All right. YouTube Shorts versus longs. That was one of the biggest mistakes. So if you are just starting out and you're on your journey from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, pick one. Pick which method or strategy you want to go for. Do you want to be a short form creator or do you want to be a long form creator? Because there's two different ways to monetize, and I'm not going to go into all of that right now. But basically, I was playing both games at the same time, and it just didn't work. It was a waste of time. And so now the way that I do shorts is completely different and way more effective. And so if you guys want, I can actually show you that because some of the comments and questions were about shorts and longs. Okay. Okay. Then I was making my videos completely backwards. Okay. Meaning I would record a video and then be like, oh shoot, I need to slap a title and thumbnail on this. Okay. Shane says that would be good. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll just show you in real time how I do my shorts because I actually do want to schedule some today. So I'll just show you. And that way it's killing two birds with one stone. I don't like that analogy, but you know what I mean. All right. So if you are doing that, if you are not thinking about your title and thumbnail first, that's backwards. Irving's here. Hi, Irving. Nice to see you. All right. And then the third mistake I made was overthinking content creation in general. Just overthinking everything, the entire process. I still catch myself doing that. I'm not immune to it. I'm way better now. But I still do overthink. I just don't waste as much time. So those are my three biggest mistakes. Okay. So if you see yourself, can anybody relate? Are you guys making those mistakes? Type it in the chat. And also after I show you my slides, then you guys can ask questions too about any of this stuff. Okay. All right. Sarah says, I am. Yeah. Which ones? I would love to know. Type it in the chat. You're not alone, Sarah. Oopsies. I meant to click on your comment and I clicked on that instead. Okay. All right. Here we go. The next thing I talked about was being consistent. Okay. So, and again, I'm just doing a recap here of what this video was about last week in case you missed it so that you're more prepared for the Q&A today. Okay. You can always go back and watch it. I'll link it below. I think I already did that actually. So consistency tips. Set a realistic goal for yourself. Okay. So mine is 1 video a week for 10 years. And I've done that. I'm 2 years into my 10-year commitment to myself. And on average, I have done way more than one video a week. But yeah, there's been a couple weeks where I didn't post anything at all, like just because life was busy or I was focused on something else or whatever. And I don't beat myself up for that when I need a break, because I'm doing this, like, this is a decade project to me. Like, it's a 10-year project. And so giving myself that really big time horizon makes it way easier for me to stay consistent. Okay. Second tip, I keep it simple and fun for myself. Like, I'm always asking myself, how can I make this simple? How can I make it fun? Because if it's not fun, like, don't do it. Like, YouTube is a lot of work. It is not easy. Okay. It's definitely not easy. It has been the biggest personal development boot camp of my life. I actually made a whole video talking about that. So you can go back and watch that one if you want to. That one's called How YouTube Changed My Life with Less Than 500 Subscribers. Yeah, because it will challenge you every day. Like every day I just kind of feel like it's like when you're still in, like where I am, I still consider myself a beginner. Okay. Even though I've been doing it consistently for 2 years, even though I've reached 1,500 subscribers, like I still feel like a really fresh beginner. And it's so much work. It's a lot of energy, but I keep it fun for myself. Like, I love the work. Okay. I'm not complaining about it. And it's like when you pour your energy, your creativity, your passion, your soul into something, and then you look at your YouTube analytics dashboard and the external feedback is like, you suck. It's like getting, like punched in the face every single day, and you have to like get back up with a smile and be like, I'm still here. Even though you're telling me I suck, I'm still here and I'm going to keep showing up, So yeah. Anyways, that was kind of a tangent, but can anybody relate to that? And then my other tip for being consistent is just using your phone and simple editing tools. Okay. So I have like, I don't know, close to 180 videos on my channel so far. And I've been filming them with my phone and my desktop computer. Mostly my phone though, but there's videos where I do like tutorials or whatever. And then those are on my desktop computer where I'm like recording my screen. Or like right now, excuse me, I've got like congestion going on in my throat. So sorry if I'm like choking over my own throat today, guys. What was I going to say? Oh, like I'm going live right now using StreamYard from my desktop computer, but that's it. I don't have any other like fancy cameras or anything like that. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. All right. Morning Coffee Studios, Sarah is her first name, says, I waste time creating long form. Oh, okay. So you're going for the short form game, correct? I psych myself out and then I don't post consistently. I have tons of video, but then when I posted them, I had no views. So frustrating. Yes. I feel you. Let me validate your feelings. Okay. If I could like reach out and give you a hug. I'm giving you a virtual one right now because like, that's what I'm saying. It's like you put all this effort in and then the external rewards are like just not there. So you have to find that internal reward, internally define what does success look like for you and just really focus on that and being internally motivated, because you will not get external rewards. Like you won't. I still feel like I'm not. Okay. And even people even tell me like, oh, you're so good at YouTube. You're doing so great. And I'm like, really? Because I feel like I suck every time I open up my YouTube studio, but then I remind myself like, you've come really far. Like you're doing a good job. It's okay. And I go back to my internal rewards and my internal definition of success. And then I'm like, yeah, I am doing a good job according to my definition. Okay. All right. So then Sarah says, so frustrating. So then I did a dippy short and hit 1,000 views in a day. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy how things can change like this. Let me see if I can take the slides off for a minute. I'm going to catch up on some of these. Move that. All right. Oh, now it's like the thing's covering my eye, my face. Can you guys see? Put this up a little bit. Oops. We're down. All right. Cooking with Christina says, I made it. I'm only on TikTok and would like to transfer my content to YouTube and other platforms. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely do that. I mean, you can repurpose that content for sure. Nicholas says, I've been consistent, Brooke, 2 long forms a week. 2 long, wow, that's a lot. 2 months, 19 videos, and it's slowly growing steadily. 70 subs away to 1K. Awesome. That's amazing, Nicola. You're doing really great. You just started 2 months ago? That's super fresh. Organic growth, plus I'm happy doing this. There you go. That's the key to doing this long term. Like, you got to have fun and you got to be happy, because otherwise, yeah, it's just not worth it. It's just not. Shane said, yeah, my last few videos had 0 comments. I felt so alone. Yes. So something for like when you have no comments, I know how that feels, but just remember that there are always, like, even if there's one person who watched your video, like if your video literally says 1 view, there's one person who watched, okay? And they didn't comment. But I always think about like how many times I've watched a video and I didn't leave a comment for whatever reason. It could be like, I usually try to leave a comment if I really like the content, okay? Because I know what it's like on the other side. So I like, I subscribe, I comment, I share if I have a friend that I want to share it with. However, there's like times where I'm watching YouTube while I'm washing the dishes or something. So I like prop my phone up on my window, on my windowsill, looking out my kitchen window while I'm washing dishes. Well, my hands are all wet and soapy, so I can't leave a comment. Okay. So I try to put myself in the viewer's shoes and like, just know that sometimes, especially at the beginning when your videos are not getting many views and there's no comments, it could be because people have got their hands busy with something else. Okay. So don't take it personal. It could also be they don't want to be the first one to comment, so there's like that, that human psychology part of it too. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. The comments will come. Plus a tip for that is to always have a pinned comment on your own video to encourage engagement. Okay. So what I do is, and I usually do this before I post the video. So I'll schedule a video to go out. Before I schedule it though, I'll have it as unlisted, because when you have it as unlisted, then you can go and like open up your own video on YouTube. Shane says that's a good tip. Cool. I'm glad. Yeah. So you open up your own video, like it, because why not? You get the likes going, and then leave a comment. And I usually try to leave a comment that is asking a question or just creating a safe space where people will feel like I want them to share, like, because I do. Like I'm still at the stage where I can read and answer every single comment, and I've done that. Okay. Like about once a week, I go in and I make sure that I catch up on all the comments. Sometimes what I've noticed, just a little tip here, is that when people start replying to your comments, I've noticed that doesn't show up in your YouTube studio. So sometimes you have to like kind of like manually go through and follow up on all those replies. Yeah, that's just one of those like weird little things. So anyways. Nicola says, yes, it's true. The comments will come. It's a very engaging community when it happens. Totally. Met amazing people here. You're one of them. Thank you. And likewise. So I enjoy this platform and I'm learning while growing. Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Like, I just love it. I'm always learning something new. Like, you know, today I'm learning how to share slides on StreamYard. Like, that's my new learning for today. It's like there's an infinite amount of things you can learn creating on YouTube. I am so hot. I have the air conditioning on, but I don't know about you guys, like where you are, but it's like 1,000,000 degrees here. And so yeah, I have the AC on, but I still just kind of feel like hot. Plus I was running around this morning. Okay. Anyways, I don't think I finished showing you the rest of the slides. All right. So again, following up on the video that I posted last week, which this Q&A is about, in case you're just joining now and you're like, what's happening here? Then I also went through monetization strategies. Okay. And this is how I've made money and have continued to make money without being monetized by YouTube. Okay. Without AdSense, without sponsors. So I've done affiliate marketing. I sold my own course and my own coaching programs. Okay. And then in that video, I gave you a breakdown. So here's a screenshot of that, again, in case you haven't seen last week's video. So from affiliate marketing, it was about $4,500 that I made. I sold one online course just from somebody clicking in the link of one of my videos, and then they bought it. And then a one-on-one client, that was a 1-hour session, which was $497. So the total came to about $5,500. Okay. Now, from this video that I posted last week, just so you know, this is a compilation video of 4 other videos that I had posted separately, and I compiled them all into one. So this number, the 5,494, it's higher than that by now. Like, I've sold a lot more coaching clients. Okay. So that number, I'd have to go back and add it up, but I know that it's over like 15,000, I want to say. Okay. So yeah, and this is just from YouTube, because up until this point of me making this video, and I'd have to go back and look when I posted this one that is in this compilation video. I can't remember how many months ago that was. Anyways, my point is, working with clients one-on-one is like the fastest and the easiest and the most profitable way that you can make money without AdSense and all that stuff. Affiliate marketing, something to know here too, is that this was affiliate marketing with big names. Okay. Oh, Barb's here. Hi, Barb. Awesome to have you at work. Thanks for joining while you're at work. All right. So yeah, I'm for many of you, like, unless you've been doing affiliate marketing for a long time, making this kind of money with affiliate marketing is not going to be like realistic, because this was getting invited to do global launches for big names like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Jim Quick. Okay. And those are things that you have to be invited to. So that's why that number is so high. But like I said, for my one-on-one clients, one-on-one or group coaching together. Okay. Since I posted this video, I believe it's over like 15,000 now. Okay. So I just want to show you the power of doing coaching or consulting, either one-on-one or in a group setting. Okay. So that's like, I believe, just because I've done this myself, that's like the best way that you can start making significant money from your YouTube channel if you have less than 1,000 followers. Okay. And you're not monetized yet. All right. So then I took some screenshots of some questions that had come in from last week's video. Okay. And again, if you guys have questions, type them in the chat and I'll bring them up. So Denise asked, do you ever use a teleprompter? Would it help in just getting started? I feel like I won't know what to say. That's a really great question. No, I don't. I've actually never used a teleprompter. I feel like I would be really uncomfortable. Like I'm not, I would not be good at that. Cause I would be like, I'm reading a script. Like I can't do that. What I do is I think of my title and my thumbnail first. Then I spend time thinking about the hook. So like the first 10 to 30 seconds of the video, I will think about what I want to say. I still don't even really script it though. It's more so just like, okay, what's the point I'm trying to get across? And basically it's just letting the viewer know that they clicked on the right video, you know, because like when somebody looks at your title and your thumbnail and then they click, within the first 30 seconds, you need to reinforce that they're in the right spot, that you're going to deliver what they clicked on. Okay. That's what I've learned. Cooking with Christina says the hook needed that tip. Yes. So this is how it works. Like the game of YouTube, it's like when I remember, you know, before I really was like starting to get into it, it's like you think it's just about making videos. It's not. It is about videos, okay? But I feel like that's just like a portion of it. It's like a small percentage of it. What it's about first and foremost is marketing. Like you got to sell people on clicking on your video, and that happens through the title and the thumbnail. Because if nobody clicks to watch, it doesn't matter what's in your video. It could be the best video ever. But if your packaging, which is the title and thumbnail, don't sell, for lack of better words, don't sell what the video is about, then yeah, you're not going to get the click. And then when people click on your video, the hook is important, because if you don't reinforce that they're in the right spot, that they're getting what they clicked on, they're not going to finish watching it. They'll watch for like 3 seconds and then drop off. Okay. So title, thumbnail, and hook. What I now do is I put my focus there. Okay. And then going back to the question about the teleprompter. So those are the things that I put my effort into. And then I structure the video. Like I will lay out bullet points. And I usually try to think of it like in threes, because you also don't want to, what I've learned, you don't want to put too many things in one video. Okay. And now I'm talking about like a pre-recorded video on a live stream, like I'm doing here right now. Live streams take on an adventure and a life of their own. So I could end up going live for the next 2 hours. And there will be a lot of things that we talk about. But again, this is totally unscripted. This is just live. Okay. So that's different. I'm talking about sitting down to do a pre-recorded video. Okay. So after my title, thumbnail, hook, then I will just bullet point like the three main topics of the video, or like the 3 main buckets. And I just write those down for myself. And then I just riff, like I just talk about it. Because that's the thing, like when you're making videos, make videos about stuff that you know, you know, like what you know for sure. You don't have to be an expert, just share what you know. Like I've said before, like I'm not Alex or Mosey, like I don't have a bajillion followers. However, I am an expert at monetizing a small audience. I've done that for myself, so I can easily talk about it. Okay. So when I go down, I mean, just like this, like I made slides, which are basically the bullet points of what I want to talk about today. I can just talk about it because I know I've lived it. I know what I'm talking about. So that's why I don't need a teleprompter, basically. All right. It's a Wealthy Life. This is Dan. That's his name, by the way. He says, I've tried shorts here and there. I don't see much value in them. I don't overthink much these days. That's awesome. I want to enjoy this craft of YouTube. I will film 3 videos in 1 hour. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like batch filming. If you can sit down and film more than 1 video at a time, that's a tip for being consistent and also making it more fun and easy. Yeah, I feel really good when I'm able to do that. Like last week, I think it was last week, I filmed a couple videos outside. And so I filmed 2 when I just like went for a walk out of my home office, and I filmed 2 videos. And then the next day I had all that footage that I could go through and edit. And it felt really good that I had 2 videos worth of footage to edit. That makes it easier. Okay. And Dan says, I just record and riff single takes. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like I write down bullet points for myself and then I just riff. Love this bit story. You'll have to go back, and he's referring to what I talked about in that other video. I miss topics all the time on my videos. Yeah, and that's okay. You can always make another one, you know, of whatever you missed. Patience is a virtue on growing a channel. 100% subbed. Thank you, Dan, for subbing. And yes, patience, patience, patience. Cannot stress that enough. All right. Catherine had said, as a 60-year-old new YouTuber, I appreciate this, Brooke. Great tips. I've just hidden all of my shorts and stopped making more. It's not worth it for me because this is supposed to be a retirement hobby. Although I'm getting hooked into the competitive part, like when I was in business. Catherine, I can totally relate to that. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I go back and forth. Like when I started making YouTube videos a couple of years ago, it was more like I was doing it more for the hobby side of it, but then I quickly was like, no, I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. That's just part of who I am. I cannot like take that entrepreneurial hat off. Like I just see the business side of things all the time. And so, yeah, I totally get what you're saying, because it's like you get, like she said, get hooked into that competitive part, like in business. It's like, yeah, I can totally relate to that. And I'm still trying to like find my balance of, like I said before, like just keeping it fun and simple for myself, and also balancing the enjoyment and the hobby side of it with also doing this strategically as a business sort of thing. Because like I said, I am making money with my YouTube channel, you know, even though I'm not monetized, like, which so yeah. And it's like anybody, you know, you guys can do it too. That's what I want to get across today. You can do it too. All right. And Nicola, and she's here. I took a screenshot from the comment that you made on last week's video. So Nicola said, I'm definitely only for long form because I realize I watch long form and I want a similar community. I also don't want to burn out, so I stick to only 2 videos a week. Yeah, that's really, and you know what? 2 videos is like, to me, that's a lot. So I'm like, wow, good. Like good for you. If you can do 2 videos a week, that's amazing. I find it challenging to do more than 1 right now, because over the past month, like 4 or 5 weeks, I've really gotten into live streaming. And so I've kind of challenged myself now, like, okay, what I would like to do is 1 live stream a week and 1 pre-recorded video. However, that's kind of like a stretch goal. I'm still sticking to my minimum of 1 video a week. That's my commitment. And so this week I'm going live. If this is my only video, that's fine, because I still made a video this week. Okay. But I'm going to schedule some shorts, and since there's been a lot of talk about the shorts, and Shane said before he'd like to see that, I'll show you guys how I do the shorts now. Oh, but first we have a surprise guest. I just see him come in backstage. So we'll get into the shorts in a minute because I want to bring my guest on. Woo, 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 woo. All right. So hold on. Let me see how I can do this. Remove this. Now it's going to be 2 of us. All right. Ready? I have a special guest for you guys today, because this is somebody who monetized his channel through one of the ways I'm talking about. Okay. And so we're going to celebrate him today. All right. Hi, Matt.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
It's so awesome to see you. I'm so happy you're here live with me. This is so fun.
This is like my 3rd live stream this week. It's been a very busy week.
Wow. That's amazing. All right. So Matt, tell us who you are, what's going on, and we want to celebrate your wins, but I will let you share.
Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with that, or I wouldn't be here. So, my name is Matt. I have a channel called Mattman Solar. It started approximately 3.5 months ago, and I, like most of you, got onto YouTube and looked up how could I grow my channel, and I ran in here to you, obviously, and a couple of others, and I followed a lot of the advice going on. But the important thing for me is that I do a lot of solar projects, DIY projects, installations, that type of thing. And I basically was building content that I had problems with when I had gotten into it back 8 or 10 months before that. And the channel I started taking advice from you and from others on what I needed to do and how often I needed to post and what I needed to do. And most recently, we'll talk about your affiliate program thing, because that has just been fantastically wonderful. And thank you again. But it has just exploded. As of this morning, and I don't know if you guys know it, but most of us try to keep track of our progress and celebrate the small things. But for me, I thought this was going to be this really long path. So I built this calendar when I started. And on this calendar, as you can see, this is April 3rd. On April 3rd, I wrote the number of subscribers that I had, which was 20. And that is when I started my path. And every day I wrote across the top of the calendar how many subscribers I had. And I built that up to today, this morning, when I wake up every morning, I write the number of subscribers I have. It is 6,163.
Woo! Let's celebrate that for a minute. That's awesome, Matt.
Yeah, so it has been the advice that's given here isn't something that I did that was special. This is something all of us can do. It's not, and this was one of the things that, you know, I also watched Rick the Martimer, or Maritimer, however you say it. I don't know.
Rob the Maritimer?
Rob, that's it, Rob. And one of the things that people keep telling him is, oh, it's just all luck and blah, blah, blah. It is not luck. It is, or yes, thank you for all the congratulations. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, doing it as we speak. Oh, nice. Congratulations. That's great, Mike. Mike, Adventure Sparks. Hi, Matt. Hi. Thank you. Good to see you. All these comments. I'm gonna have to switch over and watch the comments.
Yeah, that's why I'm up for you, because I know you can't see them on your side. So
yeah, I just switched my screen to that, so I'll focus on this, and I'll kind of look down at it. But no, thank you for the congratulations. But I've also scheduled this weekend to get monetized, because as soon as I started, and this is kind of my heads up for everyone to focus on, since this is a help channel, I want to make sure that everyone is focusing on hours. Forget about subscribers, focus on hours, because if you can get the hours up, the subscribers will go with it. And trust me, when you get to the end, you can have all the subscribers you want and still not be monetized. Without those hours, nothing means anything.
Yes.
And you and I had about the same time we started doing, I got a crazy story for you, because at the same time, you and we started working on going live streaming like this. At least I think it was around the same time. Back a month or so ago, you and I were on the same week. We were starting our live streams. We were both kind of a little bit nervous. You used your laptop and did yours, Brooke, and I did mine that same weekend. And this weekend, I tell you the funniest story, I didn't have a subject, because I always come up with a subject, because unlike a lot of these channels where you have a lot of participation, I usually have viewers, but I don't have any participation. So I bring my own questions, and I bring my own content, and I build solar systems, and I do everything. Well, this weekend I didn't have anything. So I just did one of those, you know how sometimes you just make that video that you don't really think it's going to do anything. And it was my largest live stream ever. It was bigger than all of the live streams I've done before, which there were 7 of them, all added together. And it exploded. I had dozens and dozens of people online the whole time.
Wow.
I don't know why the subject matter hit. Now, this is where your advice, Rob's advice, everyone else's advice, double down on what works. Next week, I got 2 videos on this subject coming out.
Yes. Awesome.
So it's just amazing. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you any time to talk. How are you doing?
I brought you on to talk.
Well, that I can do. I don't have a problem with that.
I want to hear all about it because I really wanted to celebrate you because you've just really been exploding. I think weren't your subscribers just at like 5,000 and now they're over 6,000? I feel like
so I am gaining subscribers on a rate of, since about the 4 days after that 20 that you saw there, I implemented a process where I post every other or every third day. It was very close to what Rob was doing when he started his channel. He said he was going to do 3 posts a week. I basically adopted the same thing. It ended up being about every other day. But then what I learned is that different people consume information in different ways. So there's some people that like the shorts, there's some people who like the longs, there's some people who like the live stream. So I started spreading my content out across this and using one to emphasize the other. So I would make a long form video, and if it took me, a day to make a long form video, then I would spend an hour or 2 really thinking about what I could make for a short, not just not just cut it up and put it out there, but really thinking about how could I promote that. And I've had a couple of them. One went viral. I've got 2 or 3 others that are called, I don't know it depends on what you consider viral. I've got 2 or 3 others that are in the 10s and 20,000 range. But for me, a real viral video, not a short, not only needs to produce views, because once you're monetized, the views are important. But until then, what's really important is attracting the right crowd, the right people, and making sure you get the right audience. So I look for, am I getting a subscription rate versus view rate that's in the 60 to 80 range? Because if you have 60 or 80 people watch a short and you get a subscriber out of it, then that's what's more important than getting a short that shows a lot of views. For example, I've got one short that's just about a fuse, and it's like 8 or 10 seconds, and it's got like 25,000 views, but it's got 2 subscribers. And it's like, what good is 25,000 views if I'm not getting anything from it? And make sure, Brooke, if there's a question I need to answer, that you pointed out to me, because I'm watching us on the actual live stream, which is way delayed from what that I'm going to need to respond to.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can see the chats. And then I'm looking at the camera and not paying attention to the chats either. But so for me, it was pay very close attention to the shorts to support the longs, but to support it in a way that you really get a large number, to get the right subscribers, and you're attracting the right kind of base. And spend as much time, I guess my point is, spend as much time on the short in comparison to the length of the video as you do on the longs. Because a lot of people think they're just there to get a quick bunch of views and stuff, but none of that does you any good if they're not actually attracting the right people. It comes down to comes back all down to that consistency thing that we all talk about, being consistent. But being consistent isn't always posting all the time. It's posting the same type of content and the same type of subject, to matching the same kind of niche that your people would want to do it. And I even had a thought this morning that half as much is important about staying fresh enough that your people that you already have as subscribers still want to watch it, and staying current enough that new subscribers want to see it also, and that you don't confuse your subscribers by creating content that the new folks need to go back and watch 20 videos to understand, and that the old folks that have watched the 20 videos still want to see it. And that's a very hard balance for a lot of people to do. And I think that's where a lot of us struggle, is we start losing subscribers because they get bored with the same old content and there's nothing fresh. The new subscribers come along, but you're not keeping the old ones. So that balance for me has been very important. And I'm an engineer. I came from a background where I analyzed data for big companies like Disney and Sony and all that. And for any of you who are familiar with the video industry back in the 90s, and our company was bought by Disney to keep the video industry active and to do it. So I'm a statistical analysis data engineer. And basically, I look at the data and say, what do I need to do to make my channel? If I make it better every time I post a video, and I know I'm repeating the same thing, and you can tell I learn from what I hear, but it works when you take it seriously. And you look at every video when you say, what can I do to make this video better than the last? What can I do to make this thumbnail better than the last? What can I do to make this title better than the last? If I'm not getting 8% on a video with a thumbnail and a thing, what can I do to make, go from the 3% that it is now to 4% or 5%? And I look at all of my videos. I was just telling my wife last night, I said, I can understand why so many people have a hard time with YouTube, because yeah, I may spend a couple days making a video, but what they don't see is the 4 days a week you spend updating comments and links and affiliates and researching, and oh my God, it goes on and on and on, but it's worth it if you do it right.
Yeah. It's so much fun. It's just like an endless learning game. And, like just talking about like all of those little improvements, there's always something to improve. And I think what's been helpful for me in doing that is each video, no matter whether it's a long, a short, or a live, I pick one thing that I want to improve. So you're because as you go, like you're naturally improving kind of across the board, just because you're getting more and more practice. But I consciously pick one thing to either try and experiment with, or one thing that I'm going to consciously improve. So like a couple of videos ago, actually, the one thing I wanted to improve was the contrast in my thumbnail, like the colors. Okay. Yep. And so the video I shot outside, the background was like green, all green, because it was all outside. I was like in the woods. And then I was wearing kind of like a coral pinkish color shirt. So like the contrast, it was very vibrant. The contrast was great. And Rob the Maritimer actually complimented me. We have been chatting back and forth on email, and he sent me an email like, hey, nice contrast on your last thumbnail. And I was like,
hey, it worked.
Thank you for telling me. I'm like, he literally, I didn't even ask him for feedback. He just literally noticed that I like about my contrast on my thumbnail. And I was like, success, and so that's what I'm talking about. Like earlier when I first started this live stream, I was talking about, pick your own definition of success. What are those internal rewards that you can give yourself? So like for me, it was like success on that video to me was making a better thumbnail. And then I even got external validation because, somebody complimented me on it. Like, but so you're not always going to get that. Okay. That was kind of like a weird thing, coincidence that happened. But yeah, so pick one thing, because if you try to pick 10 things to improve per video, then you're going to go down the rabbit hole of overthinking, perfectionism, all of that stuff. And then you're going to psych yourself out. I know I've done that myself, or just even feel super defeated and feel like I can't improve all the things that I want to improve in this one video, because you can't most likely. And it just
hard to gauge success when you try to do too much at once.
Exactly. So it's like, just pick one thing to work on. It could just be as simple as, what? I've never added tags to a video before when I'm uploading it. Let me try adding tags. What can I learn about that? I've never made a pinned comment. Let me make a pinned comment so I can try to increase the engagement. There's just so many.
That was mine 2 days ago.
Oh yeah. Awesome. So yeah, there's just so many different things that you can do. Today, for example, this is, I think, my 8th live stream. Today, to improve my live stream, I added slides. I'm like, let me experiment with adding slides to this that I did at the beginning. Okay. So yeah, so many different things. Now I have a question about how you do shorts, because, I love what you said, and I want to reinforce this for everybody listening. So and let me pull up the slide in case you missed this earlier. What I said at the beginning of this, this live Q&A today is a follow-up from this video I posted last week. And here was a quick little recap, okay? So I had gone over the 3 biggest mistakes that I made. And one of them was I spent way too much time on YouTube Shorts versus long form, because I want to be a long form creator. That's the path I'm going down, okay? If you want to be, Nicola says, this is an amazing live. I'm learning a lot. Awesome. Thank you, Nicola. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Matt, I really, really appreciate you coming too.
I love this stuff. Anytime, Brooke.
Oh, so awesome. I was really, really looking forward to this. So yeah, if you don't know already, like, basically, long story short, long form viewers are a different audience than short form. Now, you will have some that overlap, okay? But in general, if you're just getting started, pick one. Like, what do you mostly want to be known for? Do you want to be a long form creator, or do you want to be a short form? And then follow that strategy. So I am a long form creator. Matt is a long form creator as well. And we also do shorts, but in a strategic way that the shorts have to be related to your long form content. And this is why I pulled up this slide, is because at the beginning, like the first year, I was really heavy on shorts, and I would spend 2 to 3 hours making a short, but then it wasn't related to any of my long form content. I was kind of doing more like, let me take the slide off. I was doing kind of like comedy style, relatable mom life videos, because I'm a single mom of a young child. My daughter's 4, or she's 5. She's 5 now. But so I started YouTube a couple of years ago. So she was 3. Okay. So it's like I was making funny shorts that were super relatable for moms, but then that didn't translate over to my long form content, which at the time, like what I had on my channel then was like a lot of like tech tutorials and stuff like that. Like it totally was unrelated. So it didn't translate. Okay.
I got a lot of formats rules I follow when I'm creating shorts that are really important to me, and a couple of them I think that could be very good for long form viewers to really honor, because knowing this from doing the statistical analysis of it, you can trust me, I'm a statistical analysis person. But what I find is most important on shorts when you're running a long form thing is that as you said, the content has to be related. It has to be, I always use my shorts to promote a long form video or a group of videos. What do they call them? A playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for me, if you go out and you publish really small, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, and I want to go in a little bit more detail and make sure it's really clear, because this is one really important thing I found out about shorts, the way you can actually make them work for you in a long form world. But it's very, very, you got to be very careful. The shorter the short, the less attention span the person watching it has, and the less likely they are to be a long form viewer. So when you make your shorts for long form viewing, in order for the ones to go viral that you want to go viral, they should be of, I would say, 50 to 120 seconds. And yes, that's a very long short. But my thought was, when I originally analyzed this, was that if I can create a short that's 60 seconds or 65 seconds, and I can get the view rate on that short up above that 70% or so that causes it to actually get the views that it needs to go viral, then those people are willing to stick around long enough to watch that. They'll want to watch the long form video. And it worked. My one big viral video is 1 minute and 18 seconds long, and it has 126% watch time.
Wow.
Meaning the people who watch it, and it's basically about a solar shed, but I took a camera on a long stick pole, made it the same one Rob uses. Kind of funny that we have exactly the same stick pull, and coincidence, nothing suggestive there. I just saw his was exactly the same. And I walked around the solar shed showing it, but it promoted all of the long form content that was successful on my site and talked about it. And when those people watch that, and 126%, I think it is, they watch it over and over usually. And those are the ones that are watching it a second time so that they can find the link that I talk about. You got to click on this to follow the link to get more details or to see the long form video or so on. If they don't watch and it doesn't go viral, be thankful, because all it's going to do if it does go viral is attract the wrong people to your channel. Keeping in mind, subscribers is not your goal here. Your goal is watch time. If you get the watch time, and there's another one of those that was on Rob's channel that day. What is his name? That one where he had that group session with all those people on it. He had, what was his name? Is it Robert?
Ty Meyer?
Not Ty, the other one. Robert.
Brian
something or other. Brian talks about long forms. And I found that long forms work also, where I record, let's say I do a series on a solar shed, and I'll do a 10-minute video here and a 10-minute video here and a 20-minute video here. And the reason I'm doing that is because the first one worked. So double down is what they say. So you double down into where I have a 2 hours worth of content. One of my most popular videos is I took that 2 hour and 50 minutes, put it all together and called it the full series. And do you know that gets more watch time than all the other individual videos together? You would think that it would fail because it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. But what people don't realize on long form videos is that if you look at the statistics, looking at the statistics again, you'll find that most people watching the long ones are watching it on their TV. They don't want to sit down at a TV and click, watch this one and watch this one and watch this one. They want to turn it on like a TV show. They want to sit on the couch. They want to cook. They want to do this. They want to do that. And they just want to live their life and watch a show in the background. Well, if you can get them into a playlist, or if you can get them into a 2 hour long form video, all that watch time is yours, especially the playlist. And if you're not doing playlist, you're wrong. Do playlist. Create yourself 8 or 10 playlists, and every video that matches that playlist, put them in there. Because if you get somebody into a playlist and they walk away from their laptop, or they get interested in it and go burn through all of those videos or fall asleep, it's going to run every video in that playlist and you will get tons of watch time. So my best advice is forget about subscribers. Don't worry about that. That's going to happen. What you need to worry about is watch time. Focus on everything you can do to get the watch time up. My goal last week, for the last week, every day I think about, other than the pinned one, I think about how do I go from, I was at a 4.5 minute watch time last week to my 6 minute and 20-second watch time this week. How can I get that to 10 minutes next week? How can I get that to 15 minutes the week after that? Because those are the ones that are, unlike a channel like this, a lot of your watch times are probably more than they are on kind of a solar channel, because a lot of those people are transient, coming through and just looking and move on. I don't know how your watch times averages come out, but mine started off very low at 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I had to work on it quite a bit. So if you can get that watch time, and say you have a 2 minute watch time and you get it to 3 minutes, it's like getting an extra 50% of the people to come to your website, to come to watch your videos, because you've basically added 50% view time to it. And that's what makes your videos more popular. So really, really focus on that. Obviously, you need the thumbnail, you need the description, you need all of that stuff to attract them in the first place.
Yep.
But once you get them, don't let them go. This is like if they're in a store and they're already shopping in your store, don't let go of them. Keep them around. Do something that make them stay. And that's really the best advice that I took myself, was focus on that watch time, because now my watch hours are starting to build and I'm seeing all of that, and that's what you get paid on. That's what all the advertising is. When you go to monetization, for a lot of you don't know, you have a beginning video and a beginning commercial and end commercial, and then every 4 minutes I think it's average every 4 minutes. Is that right, Brooke? It's every 4 minutes they can throw in an extra commercial.
I don't know, because I'm not monetized yet.
I get monetized next week. I'll let you know. But as far as I know, because I love the statistics, it's every 4 minutes after that. So if your watch time is 3 minutes, a person comes in and they click out, you don't get the beginning or the end. But if you've got a 6-minute video, they'll get a commercial at the beginning, the 4-minute commercial, and another one at 6 minutes when they go to a second thing. And you get paid 60% of all 3 commercials, whatever they sell them for. So you want to focus on getting your viewers to watch these longer ones, not only because it's what makes you monetize faster, but once you get monetized, now you're making more from it also. There's no one single formula here, I think, is the easiest thing to say. There's a lot of fun in getting this all working right.
Yeah, for sure. And so tell us about, we didn't get into celebrating your the way that you've monetized without being monetized.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, monetizing without, I'm going to have to grab a drink real quick. It's sitting right here.
For
But
sure.
monetizing without getting monetized is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I have got a crazy story, and you only know half of it. So you're going to be surprised when you hear the other half. Because what happened to me this last week is blow me away. And unless you watch my live stream this weekend, you don't know it already. But so it started off where I was watching Brooke, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. How long ago was it? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, maybe like 3 by now.
3, maybe?
Ish.
It was on a Tuesday, so it was even 2 or 3 weeks ago. Don't know which. Probably 3, based on how much has happened. Let's call it 3.
Okay. Lose track of time.
Okay. I was watching her, and I was thinking to myself, this is a really cool, YouTube is really cool, but getting to monetization is really rough. And then she said something about affiliate programs. And I remember watching some other people kind of promote things, but it never dawned on me that they're actually making real money. Now, in the solar industry, as I learned immediately following Brooke's advice, her advice was, if you don't have the affiliate programs, go out to Amazon and get the affiliate program. Go to, and then I asked her, well, should I go to these big solar companies and ask them? And she said, yeah, you should go to these solar companies and ask them. Of course you should ask them. They're not going to ask you. Well, I was thinking they were going to ask me. Got a story about that too.
So, I was like, don't wait, go ask.
Don't wait, go ask.
Yep.
Now, as you get to the 5 and the 6 and the 10,000 subscribers, they might come to you. Wink, wink, they might come to you. And I'll demonstrate they might come to you by holding up a giant battery that was just shipped to me for free to demo. And it was unsolicited, by the way.
Oh, that's so awesome, man.
When you start getting bigger, it does get easier. But at first she said, we're talking 2-3 weeks ago.
It was only a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. So all of this has happened very recently. She said, go ask. So I went to, me being me, I went to the biggest company there was. I'm like, if you're going to go big or go home, right? So I went to the biggest company there was that sponsors all of the big channels. And I asked, they have a social media support person. And I had worked with her before, Jessica, and she had always been there for me and answered questions and everything. So I knew their tech support was good. I knew their equipment was good because I have it on my RV, which you can see I'm in an RV here. I'm completely off grid. So I had worked with them before for that. And so I knew their support was good, and I knew I wanted to represent them. And bonus, I already owned all the equipment, so I didn't have to go buy a whole bunch of stuff to get involved.
Perfect.
Brooke says, go ask. So I ask. And what does she immediately say? Sends me a message, says, absolutely, here, I'll set you up with Bob. Actually, it didn't end up being Bob, it ended up being Matt. What a coincidence, huh? So Matt says, you bet. Here's a link, fill this link out. The next day I get an email from Matt, and he says, next week I would like to schedule a review with you to go over your affiliate program. And nothing other than to go over your affiliate program. I'm thinking, what just happened? Did I just get, remember I said to you, you're not going to believe what happened. I think I just got a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. I met with them, same as I'm doing here. I talked for 2 hours and blabbed their ears off. But now, and you got to remember, this is a solar system. The average sale commission price is around, for my size, or my size now, as opposed to when I started 3 weeks ago, is around 5%. 5% commission on a home solar system that costs $30,000 is big bucks. We're not talking about 80 cents off of an item off of, when you
Right.
buy the little thing off of Amazon and say, hey, here's the equipment I use, and you get like 80 cents off of it or 20 cents off of it or whatever it is. We're
Right.
talking about, a $1,500 commission check for one sale.
Yep.
And I was blown away. So I thought, okay, well, that was easy. Let me just try a couple of other ones. I have got probably 10 affiliates now. I've got, of them, 7 provide me free content to do the videos about. So I'm not buying any of my solar equipment to do my business. If I was like you, or do this kind of channel, then this kind of stuff would be what I would have them ship me, and I would demonstrate it. I would show how it is, which I would do CapCut. You could get an affiliate program on, and all of this type of stuff. So this is the things that you should be looking for. And I can't say this enough, and I'm going to say it again because I've said it a dozen times, but I'm going to say it again. Thank you, Brooke. Truly, thank you. Because you changed the way I look at monetizing my channel forever. Yeah, okay, great. AdSense is there. And you know what? If I get to be 70,000 subscribers in a few years, okay, they'll send me a decent sized check. Wonderful, great. But they're not going to send me a $2,000 check next month. You know who is? The people I signed up with 3 weeks ago and made a sale with last week. That's who's going to send me a $2,000 check next week. Monetize and $2,000 in 3 weeks. That's the difference in affiliate programs and following through and getting things done. And I think you were kind of surprised when you said that. I said, well, I'll apply tomorrow. It was so done by tomorrow. As soon as I got that email, I went out and hit everyone that night. By the following week, I had 10 different affiliate programs. I've got products showing up now for free practically every day. I've got solar racks coming. I've got panels coming. I'm trying to get someone to sponsor me on building in my park, there's a bunch of golf carts. And I want them to sponsor me to build a solar charging station for the office here. And I want to give it to the office and say, here's 5 or 6 plugs for your people to plug in when they're driving around for free.
So cool.
I'll get to build it, make all the videos for it. They get a free solar station. And then I'll say, and here's the part that's a kicker. Here's where you make all the money. Then I put the kit together and I work with one of those companies to supply other golf cart places with all the parts and my directions to put it together. And I get the commission off of it. But it's just a win-win. You have changed the way I look at affiliates, the way I look at monetization forever. Thank you. I truly mean that. Really, thank you. I owe you big time because it has just been a whirlwind of fun without all the money. But when you add in making money, really doing it, not theoretical, it happening is really cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm just like, I'm soaking that up. I am accepting your thank you, and thank you for telling me
you deserve it.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, I mean, that's just, I'm so passionate about, I'm just so passionate.
I'm not passionate at all, as you can see.
Yeah.
No passion here.
I'm so passionate about online business and making money online and doing it in these ways. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm not Alex Hormozi, but I am an expert at monetizing with a small audience. And Matt just proved it. Like, that's what this whole Q&A is about. It's like, I've monetized my channel before being monetized by the YouTube Partner Program. Matt did the same, right? And it started because he attended one of my live streams where I ended up going on like a 30-minute affiliate marketing masterclass, right? And
you know that my email list has 120 people on it, and you know why?
Because of the lazy
because
way
the first live stream that you had, I attended, and you said, start your email list today.
I love it. This is what happens when you attend things.
I hadn't even thought about that until you said it.
Right? Matt is taking action. So everybody, for things that you're learning, because people in the comments are saying like learning so much, Yeah, Nicola said before, this is an amazing live. I'm learning a lot. Whatever notes you're taking and you're writing down, the next
Yes,
step.
Barb, Brian Johnson, that's the one.
Yeah, Brian G. Johnson, that was the one before, talking about long form. Take action. It's one thing to learn it and write it down in your journal. The next step, and this is what Matt did so well, like he heard me on a live stream. Well, we were talking because he was in the chat asking, should I just ask? And I was like, yes. I was like, well, what are you waiting for? Like, yes, go ask right now after this live. And he did. And now here he is, like making significant amounts of money with affiliate marketing. And he even told us he's getting monetized next week. His channel isn't monetized yet. He's not making money on AdSense.
And that's very easy. That's very easy to say when you have 8,000 or 10,000 subscribers. But in my case, when I did this, we were looking at, and I think it was around May 13th or the 20th. I only had 600 subscribers around that point.
Wow.
So it's not like I did this with, tons and tons and tons of subscribers. Yeah. I did this before I had the subscribers. Do they make it easier? Yes. But it doesn't matter how many you got. Amazon's going to give you an affiliate link right now. If you sell anything you can buy on Amazon, put all the links in your thing and you'll start to see the money. It trickles, but start today.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great example. I'm going to pull up this slide again. So from this video that I had posted last week, which is related to this live stream, we
haven't talked about one-on-one clients, have we?
Oh, I will
go
down the rabbit hole because that's actually like my business. I teach people how to monetize themselves and start with their personal branding and creating content and their offers and how to sell and all that kind of stuff. Like that's literally my business. So yeah, as you can see, if you want to apply to work with me, there's a link in the description box. But touching on what Matt just said before, he got his first affiliate deal and then like 10 others like in just a few days when he had 600 subscribers. Okay, so that's my point. So when I had made this video and I told you that this was a compilation video of 4 other shorter long form videos I had made. Okay, and I made it into a 25-minute video. At the time that I had made this section of it, which I don't remember how long ago it was, but whatever, several months back, I had made $4,500 from affiliate marketing. Okay, and my channel definitely had less than 1,000 subscribers on it. And this was only a very, very small portion of the affiliate sales I had done because the majority, this was a very small percentage. I've done over $100,000 in affiliate marketing sales. Okay. Meaning like commissions. That was mostly traffic coming from Facebook, where at the time I had like 700 followers on Facebook. Wow. Now I still monetize from Facebook, but, and again, affiliate marketing and my own stuff, my own coaching clients. I have like 1,500 followers on Facebook and I have 1,500 on YouTube now. So I'm at an audience size of 3,000. It's not that big, so that's the thing. You can monetize with a super small audience. You can monetize, and that's the title of this video. This is a live Q&A about how you can monetize your channel when you're in that zone of going from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. I've done it. Yep. Matt's done it. Other people have done it. Like we're not just blowing smoke up your butt. Like this is a real thing. Like you can actually really do it.
Another thing that'll emphasize that too, and I'll say that your monetizing, don't limit it only to the affiliate program. Because I'll give you another crazy story. In the last week, I have had probably 10 requests for one-on-one consultations. Now, I'm in a business that requires a lot of that. To be honest with you, I hadn't even thought about it. I thought, why would anyone want to talk to me? I was forced to twisted my arm to take 4 of those calls this weekend and totally blew it out of the water, most of them for multiple hours. And I recently, for my live stream announcement this weekend, I actually had to put my one-on-one consultations into a calendar reservation system online because I can't keep track of it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another one of those things that no matter how big you are, if your audience truly trusts you, they like you, they know you, according to the statistics that I have, there is 60% more likely to come to someone that they know and trust than to someone that has all the extra credentials of the world behind them because
Yep.
they know and trust this person already. So take that to heart because I really didn't think it was happening. And I'm saying I took 4 appointments this weekend unsolicited. I'm scared to go look at my email of what happened now that it's been posted and gone out and my live stream is replaying and stuff. So it the monetization outside of YouTube's thing is no joke, and it's serious money, and I think it's actually more money than will probably end up coming from the monetization of YouTube, unless of course you get really big. Now you get into the million subscriber range where you're getting hundreds of thousands of views per thing. Nothing's to say you can't make up enough time to do one-on-ones to make up that kind of revenue, but you can in affiliate programs, you can in demoing products and selling them. I did a stupid weather station video. It took me like 2 hours. I got a cool weather station that I could use for my solar system to determine when I should turn on hot water heaters and stuff. They sent it, Velvor sent it to me for free. And then they said, okay, we're going to discount it and we want you to do a video on it. And so they did it. I've sold 8 of them. And, okay, so I made $50. I think it's $45, $50 off of a stupid weather station. But the cool part is I got the weather station for free. I got content for free. I got, I think, 12 or 15 subscribers off of it. And now I've made another $40 off of sales of this weather station. It's just, these are the kind of things that just, once you start, it really is. Don't take it for granted. It's there today, no matter how big you are. That's what I really wanted to say. And I took a long path to get there, but that's the short answer.
No, I love everything. Like every sentence out of your mouth is just adding massive value to anybody watching. So yeah, I mean,
I listen well. I learn well.
You are a success story. Like, you took action. It worked, and it's amazing, and you are just exploding now, and that's amazing. I mean, this is just the beginning. Like it is now. You are going to be riding that compound, the compound interest effect. Where all of a sudden your momentum just takes off, and you just go to the moon. Like you're riding that rocket ship right now.
I took that rocket ship, and I think I started to allude to answer this question earlier. You said my subscriber rate was growing really rapidly. It is. It grows about 150 to 180 a day.
That's amazing.
On slow days when I get lazy and I put 3 or 4 days between my releases and my videos and kind of just fishing to see how much tail I have behind my videos. I've seen it go down. I think 2 days ago it was down to 96. But
That's
96 a day is like, okay, yeah, I can live with this. The cool part is you'll appreciate this, Brooke. Every live stream I've done every week, I've been able to announce another 1,000 additional subscribers to my first one. I did, hey, this week I hit 1,000, and then I hit 2,000, and then I hit 3,000, and then I hit 4,000. Last week was 5,000. This week was 6,000.
Oh my gosh.
Right now I'm sitting here wondering how am I going to get another. I think I'm 840 short right now of hitting 7,000. So I don't know how I'm going to do that for next week. But if I don't, I'm going to monetize between now and next week. So I'll celebrate that instead.
Yeah, that is so exciting. See, I'm like, I can't wait until I can have that kind of fun celebrating that, because I'm still like, my numbers are just slowly plugging along. I'm like,
But what's cool about your numbers? What's cool about your numbers plugging along like that, and this is important for those that aren't growing fast, is that the monetization isn't a short-term goal, it's a long-term goal.
Yes.
And that means that once you get there, if you've got 50 videos behind you, all 50 rise in the tide as you rise. And I've noticed this just your library of videos that are behind you can drag your numbers up to 30 or 40 watch hours a day. I get every day just from my library. And the bigger that library gets before you monetize, the better, because when you monetize, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing all this additional traffic. Things get a little easier. Life is a little, you relax a little bit, and you start focusing on your viewers again, as opposed to making crap for an algorithm that isn't nothing but focus on your viewers. I mean, that's all the algorithm is. Stop worrying about YouTube and worry about your viewers, and all the rest of it falls in line. But you're absolutely right. That library is where it's important. And that's why I'm not slowing down my content creation. I want more of that content. I want 100 videos out there. I want 200 videos out there. Because if I have 200 videos out there, yeah, it'll take me a little bit longer to add an additional affiliate link to something if I want it globally across them all. But man, will it be worth it? I mean, go back and look at some of your old videos. And when one of them goes crazy, I had one the other day just pop up, and it was like 5,000 views. Middle of nowhere. It just shot up, 5,000 views, did it, and then fell right back off. And I'm like, what was that? Where did that come from? But had I not made that video 6 months, well, 6 weeks ago, I guess, technically, then it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And that's what's so cool about evergreen content. It's like, and this is what, this just goes back to an overview of like why I love YouTube so much, and I'm so passionate about it. I even made a video like why everybody should start a YouTube channel. Like, I really feel like everybody should start a YouTube channel for so many reasons. You can go back and watch that video, but it's like, it's the only platform that, well, first of all, that's like search-based, and that is that your content lives on forever. Like, your content is evergreen. It doesn't die. Whereas like on the other platforms, like on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, like if your video doesn't like pop in the first 24 to 48 hours, it's lost, you know? YouTube is like, there's people, I mean, I get surprised when people are watching I look at my dashboard and it shows you, you know, your most viewed content in the past 28 days, or even in real time, it shows you the past 48 hours. And some of my most viewed content is videos that I made 2 years ago. And they're still like my most viewed now, today. You know,
I've seen people tell me they don't have any evergreen content in their industry, and I defy anyone to tell me a channel that I couldn't think of some evergreening content. So for especially new people, they don't understand that evergreening content from, like, let's take a solar channel, for example. In a solar channel's example, an evergreening content is something that every new person coming into solar wants to know about. So I did one about how the solar companies that put solar panels on the houses can rip you off if you're not watching for the right thing. Forever, those companies are going to be doing it. And so forever, it's going to be good. I did content on what are the basic pieces for a solar system. I did content on what are the basic things that you should watch out for. What are the basic tools that you need? This is the groundwork you lay now, because that content will live on forever, and it gives you something to rebuild next year and make better. In Brooke's case, you got god-awful quantity of things. How do you start a channel? Forever, there's going to be new people out there wanting to know how to start a channel. So they're going to go back to that video over and over and over. And when she remakes it, there ain't nothing but 2 of them instead of 1 of them for the people to come to. And then you've got probably 100 other videos that you could come up with that are done. So everyone has evergreening content. I mean, pick a subject. I mean, guitar lessons. Beginner guitar lessons for the person who's never picked up a guitar. And do a 10-minute lesson. It'll forever be popular. That's what we mean by evergreening content. That content that every new person walking into that industry will always want to watch forever and ever and ever and ever. It evergreens. It just refreshes itself. It comes back every spring and fall.
Exactly.
It's like a tree.
Yeah, and a word that you said that's a key word to pay attention to is beginner. Beginner-friendly content is, and this can apply to whatever niche you're in. Make a video that a complete beginner would be typing into the YouTube search bar, how to blah, blah, blah. Okay, for whatever your thing is. So like Nicola, I know recipes, right? So it's a cooking channel sharing recipes. Okay, so what are some common questions that a beginner would have for whatever recipe you're teaching or just cooking in general, whatever. Like, I don't know, because I'm not good in the kitchen, so I can't even think of one. But Nicola, if you're still here, type it in the chat. But my point is that no matter what your niche is, you can still create beginner-friendly content for like what are the most basic questions that a beginner asks, you know?
There's about 100 different ways you could take a cooking thing and do basic knife skills. You could do basic recipes that are used in everything. You could do broths that are used for almost every recipe made. You could do all of those are evergreening content for a cooking channel. And like I said, I defy you to find one that I couldn't come up with a couple of evergreening subjects on.
Yeah. So Nicola says, yes, I'm still here. So Nicola, type it in the chat. What's a question that beginners have, or what's a question that people ask you all the time? I'll let you think about it and type it in there if you want to. Let me pull up my YouTube Studio dashboard because I want to show you guys an example. So let me see here. Just bear with me. Matt, do you have a dog like playing with a squeak toy?
No, I have a dog at the door who thinks he's going to go out because he hears a truck driving by. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I heard like it sounded like a squeak toy.
I'm just glad they're not coming around and mowing the place, because that's usually what happens when I get onto the things like this.
All right, I'm trying to.
Come here, Milo. Maybe if I make him famous, he'll stop barking. Here you go.
Oh,
hello to everybody,
let's
Milo.
see him. Oh, what's his name?
Milo.
Milo.
And he barks too much.
I want to pet his.
He's ashamed of himself. I could do a shaming video.
No, he's like nothing. Oh my God.
He's as sweet as the day is long, though.
Aw. Let me see. Okay, I want to pull this up. So let me share this with you guys. Okay. So we were talking about searchable content for beginners. Okay. So now check this out. This is inside of my YouTube Studio, and I'm pulling up my content, and I clicked on the views. So this is ranked now from the highest views. Okay. So you can see here, the second highest performing video on my channel is Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Creating Facebook Reels. Okay. So this is what we were talking about. Make beginner friendly content, and check out, let me show you inside the analytics of this video.
It just keeps going and going every day.
It keeps going. And look at this. This is like a beginner friendly searchable video. Look at the chart. Nothing but up and to the right consistently since day one. Okay. It's been 288 days. So almost a year. Okay. The video started out 33 views on the first day. Okay. And I think that's good to show you, because like, you know, so if you just made a video and you're at the very beginning and you have 30 views, well, so did I. Look, 33 views on day one. But now over time, because this is a very awesome, evergreen, very searchable video, it's just going to keep going up and to the right. Okay, we're almost at 9,000 views. And look at this, real time in the last 48 hours, 50 views. Right now, between 9 and 10 a.m., 2 views. Okay. And
my best videos are exactly the same. They look exactly like that. They don't spike up, and then some of them spike up, and then they have the calm before the storm. But most of the successful ones look exactly like this.
Yep. And look, you can see where the traffic is coming from. So top traffic sources, YouTube search, 60%. Okay, this is a search-based video. Now I'm going to show you for comparison. Let's go back and look at, so my top performing video is How YouTube Changed My Life, less than 500 subscribers. Okay, we're almost at 11,000 views here. Now let's look at the chart on that one. This is a browse based video. Okay. Look at almost 80% coming from browse. Okay. So there's like different ways that people find your videos. Either they're typing something into the search bar, that's a search based video, or something that comes up in either browse or suggested. Okay. So that when it says other YouTube features here, that can be like suggested or your homepage, stuff like that. So look at this chart. Okay. This video, when did I publish this? In October. First day, 48 views. Okay. And then it went and look, just kind of plugging along. And then it went to 244. And then boom, in one day, I had like a little spike here. Look, 340 to 1,600 in like a day. Okay. And then it kind of just went again, slow. And then boom, another spike.
You know what I call that? I call that the calm before the storm. When I see a video that comes out and it like has this 24-hour, it's usually about 24 hours after it releases or 48 hours after it releases, it has a little spike and you see a lot of views go out and then it dies off and I think, oh, it died off. And then I think, is this the calm before the storm, or am I in the eye of the storm, or am I at the end of the storm? And you always have to question it, because quite frequently that's just the end of the first test of the algorithm saying, hey, is this content as good as I think it is? And now it's getting ready. I consider it getting ready for the next phase of the test, the bigger test. And usually that second one is a lot larger than the first one. Mm-hmm. And if you get a third one, that's when you'll see that life is good. I've never seen one with 3 big spikes like that. Have you seen a third spike?
Well, I'm kind of waiting for my third spike, because I'm like, I've had 2. At some point, I feel like it'll have a spike like that again. It's kind of like pattern recognition. It's like, okay, slow spike. I just imagine that would keep happening. But you know what? Every video, like you can pull up every single video and all of the analytic charts look slightly different. Although I will say the straight up and to the right is mostly like the just steady growth, constantly going up, is beginner friendly, searchable content, like stuff that you can type. What would people type into search? Because people are actively searching for that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's catch up on some comments here. And Matt, I don't know how long I have you for today. How long can you stay? Let me know when you got to go.
I got through probably about, I got a little bit more time. I'm good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just let me know. All right, so let's catch up here. So Big Mayo Nation says, yes, this is a great live, very informative. Awesome. Thank you for being here. And I would love to know what your first name is. So I can call you by your first name. All right.
Hellman's.
What was that?
Hellman's. Big Mayo. Sorry,
hilarious. Nicholas says, true, I just caught on some ideas from this live. Awesome. So yes, take action. Next step. Big Mayo Nation says, thoughts on having multiple accounts? I have another account that's Lego focused. Oh, when I first started visiting non-Lego channels and streams, I felt the followers from this channel were hurting my views. Yeah, I mean, if you're super niche, like making a channel about Legos, I would just keep it to that. That brings me to something I wanted to talk about today. Just a little mini announcement. I'm going to be starting a second channel, and for that reason, because it's going to be super niche, and it wouldn't make sense to put on this channel. And this is going to be really cool because it's going to be kind of like an experiment too, because, I've been doing this channel now for a couple of years, and I didn't start off in a niche, and I still don't even really consider myself in one. I like to think of, I have content buckets now, but I feel like my niche is becoming more and more clear as I go. And
clear to us.
What?
It's clear to us. It's clear to me.
It isn't? What is my niche? Can you tell me?
Your niche is helping build a successful YouTube channel, whether you want it to be or not. That's the niche you're in.
Okay, so I consider that one of my 3 content buckets that I have that one definitely is my best performing. And so I've been like doubling down on that content now. Like you talked about before, it's like, well, okay, these are my most viewed videos. This is what the audience is telling me they want more of. And there's questions coming from it, questions, comments, tons of engagement. So it's like, okay, well, you guys are telling me what you want. I'm going to keep making more of it. At the same time, another content bucket I talk about is just online business in general. Okay. And because like Matt just said, to him, my niche is how to grow on YouTube. And I feel like that's what's emerging. But I didn't start this way. Like I've been making videos. I feel like this is just kind of emerging now after I've been doing this for 2 years. Okay. I started talking about how I was making content on Facebook, how I monetized my Facebook audience, how I started a coaching business, how I, and this leads me to my, go ahead.
I beg to differ that that's actually a different subject. I think that monetizing my channel was part of building a successful Facebook. I think learning how to do coaching from my YouTube channel is part of building a successful channel. So I think you're talking about sub characters of more elaborate variations of the same thing, but I think it all falls into the same category. At least for me it does, because I needed to know, how do I get affiliates? What do I have to do? When do I make that step? When do I wait for them? I mean, you always hear about people being approached by people to, we're going to sponsor you, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. You don't hear about it the other way around, that when you're small, you have to go out and take those steps, and that the infrastructure exists already to do it, but you made that clear. So yeah, I think those could be niches all in their own, but I really think it's part of the bigger one. I think that you wrapping that into this channel has the way of getting multiple people in that are all going down the same chain. Because, and I'm not sure, you know, I like the idea of multiple channels for multiple niches. I'm just not sure you need a second niche for.
Well, maybe. Well, I would love to ask you guys and get your opinion. So thank you, Matt. Because yeah, I've been trying to get more clarity and niche down, as they say, because I've been and I made a whole video ranting about this. Like the niche, like I freaked out about it because I'm like, do you guys know Dan Coe? I love Dan Coe. He's a super successful YouTuber, entrepreneur, and he talks about like, you are the niche. And I subscribe to that. And I also subscribe to, I know that when you have a more clear niche on your channel, you're going to grow faster. Okay. So, Matt,
but I would take yours. I would take yours and enhance that and say, like I did with my weekend one, which was home assistant and solar assistant, isn't directly related to building a solar system. It was an adjacent to it, but I used it to say, this is how you use these to make that better. So yours would be, how do you get affiliates for your YouTube channel? And now it becomes part of building a more successful YouTube channel, as opposed to how do you get affiliates? Because you could start a niche of how to get affiliates, but yours pertains specifically how do you implement those things into YouTube, is the way I see it. Because I don't see you doing things for Facebook here, because I would have never watched if it was, you know, how do you monetize your Facebook page? I don't care how to monetize a Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. See, like my the video I pulled up before, the second best performing video on my channel, which is almost a year old, is about Facebook, how to make a Facebook reel. So, yeah, it's just the point is, if you are just starting and you don't have a clear niche yet, make content about what you know. Your niche will emerge over time. And I feel like now, after 2 years, my niche is finally emerging. And even Matt, talking with you today, you are actually helping me gain clarity on what I'm doing. So thank you for that, because you're right. I mean, it does. I want everything to tie together, because it's like my business, okay, like where I make my own money with my coaching clients, is teaching people how to start their own online business, and creating content is like, has to be part of that. Like, you can't have an online business without people knowing who you are online. And, you know, I started my own personal journey. I started off on Facebook, but then I moved over to YouTube, and now I still do both. I'm more focused on YouTube now for many reasons, and that's a whole different conversation. But Facebook is also a very awesome place to start, and I still teach that. But you're right. It does go it all goes together. So you're absolutely right.
And I think that type of content is extremely valuable, especially to this group, because anyone who's getting into this, the ultimate dream of all of us is to sit back and relax and collect the royalties coming in from our YouTube channel and relax and not have to ever go to a real job again. I think that's the majority of people, that's their goal. And so that would be from if I was you, that would be where I would focus on. Anything that you can do to make my YouTube channel more profitable, which affiliates, how to build content that you can sell, books, all that stuff. How you do all of it, most of us have no idea how that's done or where to go. And so, but you have to niche it down to based on a YouTube channel as opposed to the other media. That's where I think would be a real mistake, because, and me from a perspective, if I see the word Facebook or if I see the word Instagram, I just go the other way. I would not have ever given you a chance if I had seen those two.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have paid attention to it, because for me, I want specific content for what I'm working on. And that would be YouTube, in my perspective. That might not be true for everybody, though. You may be more successful with a channel that's specific about how to build online content and sell it, and you cover all the different ones. But I guess it depends on what you want your primary channel content to be about. If that's helping people with YouTube, then all of those become secondary.
Yeah.
As opposed to them being the primary and YouTube just being one of the 3 or 4 formats that you support.
Yeah.
But I'm also partial to the concept of focus very, very narrowly on what you want to accomplish and define. I call it a persona. Who is my ideal person that I want the algorithm to think of every time they're looking for people for me?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly do I want that algorithm to see? And for your channel, I see it as anybody who's looking to get better with their Facebook, to monetize their Facebook, not Facebook, now you got me saying Facebook, to monetize their YouTube, to support their YouTube, to get more subscribers, to make more money, to have an independent lifestyle that would allow us to the freedom of not going off and working a 9 to 5. Anything that pertains around that would be the ideal persona. And that's where I see your niche has formed in my eyes. Even if you haven't attempted to do it, that's what I perceive. And then maybe the people online can support or deny that, what they think, but that's my perception of it.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that. You're helping me gain clarity on my channel. And see, we're always learning and growing. It's like, it took me 2 years to kind of figure out what my niche even is. And I even just had Matt tell me it's even more clear to him than it was even to me. So I love
that's the way it works.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Let's see. Nicholas says, Matt clearly thinks like an engineer. His thought process, such a learning curve today. I would love to pick his brain for my channel. Love it. See, you're developing another niche now. You might.
I wasn't going to say it, but I actually started a second channel myself, and we could talk about that at another time.
Really? Oh, that brings me to my point, because I was talking about that earlier. Mike says, agreed, I think your niche found you. Yeah, and you know what? That's the same thing happened when I started on Facebook. I started just making really personal content. I was the niche, okay? I'm the niche. Like Danco says, you are the niche. I just started talking about my life, and my audience found me. My audience defined my niche. That's how I monetized my Facebook following and made a full-time living where I didn't have to get a job, okay? And it's because they were asking questions of me, and I started charging for it. And I started off doing one-on-one coaching, and now I have a business partner and we do group coaching together, okay? And so we're scaling, because now I'm not really accepting any more one-on-one clients anymore. I'm at my capacity and not planning to accept any more, because now I'm really focused on the scaling stage with my partner, and everybody goes into our group, okay? So, and that's what's happening on YouTube. It's like, so I've been making content on Facebook for 3 years now, on YouTube for 2, and the same thing is happening on YouTube. I started off just making videos about kind of like what I wanted to. And my niche has been like emerging over time. Okay. So now going back to, Matt said he started another channel and I want to hear about it too. And I want to tell you before I forget. So this is why I'm starting another channel. And I'm only telling you guys because I'm not going to tell anybody about it, but anybody watching here. Okay. And that's because if you go look at my channel, last week I made a video about, don't tell anybody about your YouTube channel. Like if you're just starting, don't tell your family and friends, don't tell anybody that's like not your ideal audience. Just start making your videos and your audience will find you. Okay. So this is the deal. I'm going to be launching another channel, and it is the reason why I'm not putting it on this channel is because it's going to be about documenting the journey of building a house from start to finish. Okay. And so it's going to be kind of like an HGTV kind of show. I don't know anybody else out there, but I love HGTV. Like I love home building and remodeling shows. Love it. Okay. And I'm going to make my own version of it. And this is why my dad has been a general contractor his entire life. He's had his own business. Both my parents are entrepreneurs, and my mom's a designer. So I've been in the home building and design, renovation, everything world my entire life. Okay. Oh, Barb, you're still here. Awesome. Barb says, yes, HGTV junkie here. Oh my God. We could talk about this forever. Hey, Dan, home building is still hot. Good call for a second channel. Awesome.
Very good channel.
That will take off, Brooke. Haha. I have over 12 or 13 of those rebuilding channels that I follow. Okay, cool. So yeah, thank you guys. So I thought next week I would go live and show you the behind the scenes of how I'm setting up that channel, because unlike this channel where I just started, because I have a couple years of experience now, I'm going into setting up this channel in a whole different way. Like there's strategy behind it. It's a whole thing. And so I'm going to go live next week and show you what I've done so far. Okay. And so my dad is 71 years old. He said he was going to retire a couple of years ago, and he still is here building a house. And he's going to be, he's building, it's not just like a house. He's building like a huge house. Okay. The garage alone, he calls it a building. So there's a separate garage that is ginormous, and that's already up. It's like halfway through, but the house itself hasn't even been started yet. And the house is going to have an even bigger garage. And it's insane. So it's going to be like a mega house. And I started filming last week with literally the excavator digging the first hole. And it was so awesome. And get this, the excavator is 83 years old. He's been excavating since he's been 8 or 9, he told me. 83. That's cool. It was amazing. Okay. And so that's why I'm starting a separate channel, because that's like construction, following a home building journey that has nothing to do with growing a YouTube channel and making money online. And it's just two separate things. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you guys want to see behind the scenes of how I'm planning that channel, then come to next week's live. I'll probably do it on Monday at the same time. Dan says that will be fun. Cool.
Yes, that'll be very cool. It's a very good idea too, because there's actually a few of those channels that I watch also. I don't know if you've seen one. You want to talk about mega success story in that kind of a builder type thing? Look at Ambition Strikes. They got like almost 1 million subscribers, but they get like 500,000 views per video. I mean, it's just crazy. So it could be a mega success. Congratulations. I can't wait to see the content, especially behind the scenes stuff with this channel will be cool. It's a good concept to show how one channel is being built by your channel that's all about how to build a channel. That's a very cool concept. Right?
It's like super meta. It's like, it's just going to kind of feed into that. I'll be able to use that other channel as like a case study. Because it's like, okay, what does it look like to grow a channel, like start a second channel after you've already had 2 years of experience? And I'm doing this like in a much more strategic way. Like, I don't know, is the first video going to be successful, or is it going to start off with 30 views? Like this channel did. I don't know. So we'll see. But I mean, clearly I've learned so much. And I do YouTube completely different now than I did 2 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah. It's a difficult business. There's always room for improvement.
And you know what, Matt, talking about affiliate marketing, like how you're, if you guys are just joining, Matt has a channel. It's all about solar. Like he's a solar guy and he's making money doing affiliate marketing with solar companies and stuff like that. So this is actually cool because that can be a way to monetize my second channel, because I can talk to the companies that are, you know, for all the building supplies. There's a endless amount of affiliate opportunities with that.
Imagine how many tools your father is going to get for free to have on your channel.
Mm-hmm. I know. So I'm really, really excited. And this, it's just, I'm excited for so many reasons. It's like, start a second channel because I love YouTube. Also, this is like a fun project to do with my dad, you know? And like I said, I've been watching him my entire life build houses and renovate. I've grown up on job sites. Like I get really energized and I get excited being on a home build. Like I love being on a construction site and I love seeing what's going on. So I'm literally, to pull the curtain back a little bit, we'll talk about this next week, I'm going to be turning the camera on. Like just as I go and see what my dad's doing as he's building a house, I'm going to be turning the camera on and just showing you guys what I'm seeing, you know? And that's how simple it can be too. So Matt, what's your second channel going to be about? Or do you not want to tell us yet?
I'll be glad to tell you on this channel. Okay. Mine's also a YouTube growth channel. I just caught myself being involved with you guys so much and wanting to give my opinion and to be part of the conversation that I started one. Now, it's not going to be the enormous, huge success that my solar channel was. It's a very competitive market, but I'm okay with that. I started it probably, and I kind of had I had a false start, and I'm going to explain this to you because it's really, on this channel, it's really important to explain the false start to everyone. So when you start a new channel, you don't want to reuse an old channel that has subscribers and stuff. And I have experienced 2 mistakes I made on the way with that exact thing, and I'll tell you what they are and why you don't want to do it. So I had a channel where I was just posting a bunch of shorts and just kind of playing around with ideas, and whatever content worked, I took to my main channel when I first got started. And that was how I just kind of put out a bunch of little random shorts and just kind of played with it. It worked okay. But when it was done, I had, I don't know, 300-400 subscribers. And I thought, okay, I'll just convert this to my YouTube channel. And I deleted all the content and I started posting my YouTube growth channel content. Basically, whatever problem I was having that day, one of the videos is specifically about handling bad feedback, and that was that day that you had that really bad day with the bad feedback, and I went into how I handle it and what I do and that kind of stuff. But I post every day, almost every day, every other day on that one, and but I posted every day, and then I realized here I am suggesting that you should get a new channel. And what did I do? I picked up one that had 400 subscribers from solar stuff. And it was just a terrible mistake. So what I did is I went in, I deleted all the content, and I took all of the content that I had, I created a new channel, I set it all up, and I reposted all the content. Well, that was my second mistake, because now I've reposted duplicate content of 10 videos in a row. And so now I've got to struggle through I don't want to call it, and I'm going to walk off and let the dog in, and then I'm going to keep talking. Now I've got to struggle through the short, what they call the YouTube shadow ban for posting duplicate content, because all my evergreening content is my first 10 videos. And so now I've got like 10 videos, and I think I've got 50 impressions across them all. Not views, 50 impressions.
Which is like, yeah.
Yeah. So
like
today is the first day that I'm actually starting to post new content again, but I'm in that one for the long haul. I'm not really in it for, the number of subscribers don't matter. I know that long term it will grow, it'll squirt, it'll blow up, and it'll turn into something. I love the live streams like this and helping people. And if you've watched any of my solar videos, I'm all about the detailed analysis of how to do things and how to set things up, and analyzing how to use shorts, as I have an opinion on that, how to handle bad feedback on that, how to get your first video out, what you should do after your first video is out, when how to keep from going stale. All those type of things that you talk about are the same things, and nothing special from Rob. I mean, we all do the same thing, but it all comes down to that personality, whose personality you like, and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, and I have a feeling that between the two of us, we probably have a good partnership that we can use to grow off of each other as both of our channels succeed.
Yep.
Maybe when your houses get to the point where they need solar, you'll have I can come out and help you with that. And obviously our two channels getting together here. But this is the YouTube community. This is something that's really important for everyone to understand. This isn't about you just making videos. This is about you helping people, about you being passionate about it, about you being honest, straightforward, and about the community of other creators and getting involved. And if you do all of those things, you are going to grow. You are going to explode. Think about every channel you watch that's successful, and they have all four of those elements, every one of them. You see how animated I am, and that's why my solar channel, that's why I feel my solar channel has exploded. I don't know that that's true. Obviously, I found a good niche too. I mean, but it's truly not what you hear some people say. It's not luck. There is an amount of knowing how genuine Brooke is when she talks, and you see it, you feel it, you know it. And when she tells you things, she's not just saying it to get you to listen, to watch, to do it. She's saying it because that's the honest, genuine way to help you. And I think she truly views it that way. She views it as, how can I help you? When she told me, hey, go do those affiliate programs now, she didn't say it so that she could get 100 people to subscribe to her channel. She did it to help me.
Yes.
That was the difference. And not only did it help me, it helped anyone else that was listening, or anyone else today that's listening. And that's the passion that really, truly is the passion. And I say it all the time at work, and I'm an engineer. I work with teams of hundreds of people working in the train industry. And I tell them all the time, please don't confuse my passion with anger, or my passion with something else, because if I'm doing something, I'm either passionate about it, or I'm just not going to do it. And for me, that's what I look for in other people, and that's what the successful people have. And you can see that in Brooke. She's passionate. You can see that in Rob. He's passionate. They don't say it, they believe it, they live it. Become part of the community. That's what you need to find. Other people that do the same thing you do, watch their channels, comment on their videos, and support them. And you can ask Brooke. I practice what I preach. I am probably the hugest supporter of everyone that I watch. I always comment. I always have feedback. I always attend when I can. I watch practically every video they put out, or I'm not a subscriber. And those are the type of people you want to attract.
Yep.
Sorry, I went off on another rant.
No, I'm just really having an awesome time with you today. Like this is so much fun. Like I love this. Like I love this. Everything that Matt said 100%. Like it's the community is so awesome on YouTube, and it just is. Don't be afraid if you're just getting started and you're afraid of those negative comments, because everybody's afraid of that. You will get them. It's part of the game, but it's such a tiny percent. Okay. It's just so worth it, because there's just so many awesome people on YouTube, and this is a great example. Like, Matt and I are doing a collab right here on a live stream, and it's awesome, and it's so much fun. And he's gonna, he started a second channel talking about the same thing. But that's the thing, take this out of your mind.
Plenty of room for us all.
there's room for everybody. Like, don't think, because I can already hear people's excuses like, well, other people are already talking about that. Like, why would they listen to me? And it's like, because
you are the asset.
Yeah, you bring your own unique thing to it. So like,
yes,
you know, Matt shared a lot of his like how he's doing shorts, and like we have a lot of the same knowledge because we've been doing this long enough now to know. Oh, my alarm's going. That's my warning to myself. I got to get going to go pick up my daughter soon in a few minutes. But so much of what he said, I totally am like 100% yes. And he has one strategy of doing his shorts the way that he likes to do them. And I actually have a different way that I do them. So there's like, we can, and they both work. He found a way that's successful for him, and I have a way that's successful for me through trial and error. And we can both share those things. And then the viewers can, it's like, take what serves you and leave the rest. When you hear an idea from somebody, try it on for size. And if it works for you, cool. And if not, okay, well then try another thing. Like everybody's going to have their own path to success, you know?
Yes, absolutely. 100% agree. And that's supported by, you know, I think it was Brian's channel yesterday or the day before, he posted a video that talked about that exact thing. And, you know, my comment to him is that those people who don't know aren't really experienced enough to comment in the first place. So don't even listen to them. A funny story about bad comments is yesterday I logged in, and one of my favorite parts, other than making the videos and helping people, is logging in and seeing all the comments and being able to go through all the comments. Obviously the bad ones are a different story. And to this day, I have only clicked ignore or hide twice. And usually when I see bad comments, I'm like, well, thanks for commenting. And 99% of those people, they don't subscribe. They're never coming back anyway. So you've responded to it. Now it gets off of your thing and you go on. Mm-hmm. But yesterday there was one that was just the first comment I got, and it was just so obnoxiously bad. And I looked down at the second comment. It was another video of the same guy where he cut and pasted the same feedback. And so I right-clicked on it and I said ignore. And my feedback went from 27 things to answer to 10. Just like that. Because they all vanished off of all my videos.
Oh, wow.
So I have no idea what he says. And to be honest with you, I don't care what he says.
Yeah, it's not worth your energy, right? It's not worth your energy. Yep. Yeah, you are such a vibrant human being. Like, I love your energy. I love your excitement and your enthusiasm. And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's just
an exciting subject. It really is. It's fun. It's exciting. It's like that puzzle that you can never solve because the puzzle keeps changing.
Yep. It's like, to me, YouTube is like playing Mario Brothers. Like, I grew up, like, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up playing Pac-Man, Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, okay? And Mario Brothers, like that, and I'm talking about like the old school arcade games, like not on the TV, but like the hand thing. I'm talking about like the big thing, like a big arcade game.
You go and you put the money in the token machine and they give you the extra 5 tokens instead of 4 for, you know you're an old schooler when you remember the old arcades where they gave you tokens to play and you got a bonus for putting $20 bills in.
This is the thing. I'm going to sound like such a spoiled kid, but I kind of was. In our basement, like I told you, my dad's a builder. He refinished our basement and he built an arcade in our basement. It was super cool. It had like a black and white checker floor, and we had an entire room that was literally an arcade. So we had like pinball machines and we had like all the old school things. So I didn't have to put quarters in and buy tokens or whatever, because it was just in our basement. But yeah, that's how I see YouTube. Like I feel like it's like a Mario Brothers game. Like it's like just getting to the next level. And even for monetization, for me, it's like I've already monetized my channel through affiliate marketing and selling my own stuff. It's not about making the money on AdSense, although I mean I'm excited for that. Like, cool, but like
one more way of making money. Can't turn that down.
Yeah, it's one more way. I'm excited to like grow, but it's not really about that for me. It's more just about like getting to the level, like, because it feels like a video game, you know?
Leveling up.
Exactly. Oh, Nicholas says, Brooke, remember to pick up your child. Yes, I will. I have that was my first alarm, and then I have like another one that goes off. So yeah, that being said, I should wrap this up. Let's let's pull up a few of the comments, and then I do need to go get my daughter. Matt, we'll have to do this again sometime. This has been so fun.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Amy says, I'm just about to start a second channel on accounting and bookkeeping for real world use. I have 30 years experience, so it's an easy topic for me, and I already have 75 video ideas. That's amazing, Amy. That's awesome. That's really, really great. Nicola before said, exactly, Matt. Take your village with you and grow together. Yep. I stand by it. Spot on, Matt. This is actually good information. Hi, Twan. TL does. I'm curious. Well, T I know stands for Twan, but what does L does mean? What's the thing behind your channel? I'm curious about the channel name. Let's go and grow. Whoop, whoop. Barb says, preach it. Yes. Everybody go watch Barb's channel. She sings. If you like the song Landslide, there's a video of her singing it, and it's beautiful. Matt is on point. Twan agrees. Peter, don't build a niche, build a movement. Ooh, I love that. Twan says, you are new and beginning. Just wait. Your time is coming. Where people will wish they would have started when you did. Totally. Yep.
Yeah, if we have one bit of advice for everybody today, start now. Make that video today.
Exactly. Yep.
Put it out. No matter how bad or good it is, it's all going to be okay.
Yep. Big Mayo Nation says, thank you both. This was great. Thank you for being here. Oh, let me look through the chat. I know that you said your name. Thanks
everybody for coming.
You said your name somewhere. Oh man, so many comments. I can't find it. Big Mayo Nation, what's your real name again? I cannot find it in the chat. There's too many comments. Oh man, thanks, Brooke. You're welcome. Twan says, I will. All right. Oh, I wish I could find that. I remember Big Mayo Nation said his real name. Oh, there it is. Brody. But I remember reading in the other comment, he's like, but I'm thinking of changing it to Hellman's. Before.
I'm glad that didn't offend you, because I almost didn't say it. I was like, oh, I shouldn't say this.
Oh God, that's hysterical. Nope, he's hanging out with us, or he, right? Yeah, Brody. That's a boy name.
Great sense of humor.
Yeah, good sense of humor. And Mike, always good stuff. Thank you for being here, Mike. Oh, okay, Twan. Antoine. Ah, that's where the Twan comes from. Okay, Antoine L. Mitchell on Facebook, over 250K. Nice. So awesome. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I do need to wrap this up because I need to go pick up my daughter. Matt, thank you so much for being here. Totally made my day.
Absolutely, anytime. I will love to come back and talk some more. Like I said, I think this is my third live stream this week. I love all of this. I love every bit of it, and I've still got 2 videos I got to get out too. So, but thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure, and thank you to your subscribers too. They're great people. It was wonderful conversation. It's great to have so much activity going on in your chat. I love that.
Yeah, this is so fun. Nicholas says, Brooke and Matt, thanks so much. Mike says, thank you. Thanks, guys. Oh, Mike, you've been here the whole time. Wow. Oh, here's Steve. Good evening, everyone from Scotland. Oh, that's where you're from. Okay, cool.
Nice.
We are just, Steve, we're just wrapping up, but you should definitely watch the replay. This was super fun. Mike says, I'm going to
We'll do it again soon.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Continue to go live and grow. We'll be here. Amazing, amazing. And Barb asked, when is your next live, Brooke? I will schedule it today. I'm going to go get my daughter, and then when I get home later, when I get some time, I'll schedule it. But I'm planning to do it. Let me just tell you now. It'll be next Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys behind the scenes of how I'm starting that second channel. So I'm really excited for that. All right. And Twan says, thank you, Matt, for being a special guest.
Oh, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the kind comments, and I appreciate all of you. You're a great group. You got a great group here, Brooke. You're building a nice subscriber base. I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me borrow them.
Yeah, it's a shared community. We're all growing together, right?
Yeah.
So this is so great. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week. Bye, Matt. Have an awesome day.
Bye. Y'all have a good day.
You too.